St. Lucie third graders. It's so wonderful to see you again over here at Mrs. Knapp's Reading Corner. I hope you had a great week of digital learning last week and you're ready to start a brand new week today. Today's lesson, we are going to review a couple standards that you will be very familiar with since you've been using them all year long with your teacher. We're also going to look at the text that has been assigned to you either by your teacher or another text that your teacher selected for you. We're going to be practicing the relax strategy with one of the questions that is provided for you. Boys and girls, as you listen for this lesson, remember what we do when we practice our relax strategy. I'm going to walk you through that today to help you remember how to practice this while you're at home continuing your digital learning journey. So today, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about the standards of RI 11 and RI 24. And you're probably thinking, Mrs. Knapp, what are those numbers for in reading? Remember, boys and girls, that we have standards that help support our reading with informational text and literature. And this week we're continuing our learning with informational text. And we're going to be looking at 1.1, which is to refer back to the text for the information to help us answer questions, as well as using 2.4, which is to understand the vocabulary that's within our text. So in order to do that and practice that today, I have brought a question that supports our text of our Social Studies Weekly. And I have my iPad here because I wanted to also use the digital learning way so that you could see how we can connect those two together as you go through your journey with us. So boys and girls, what we're going to do first is we're going to review quickly the relax strategy. Remember, when you use the relax strategy as you're reading, the R stands for read the questions. Remember that R, read the questions carefully, then reread the passage. So we want to make sure we read the questions and then reread the passage. The E is to evaluate every answer choice. So look very carefully, even if you think you know it right off the bat. The L stands for look. Look for proof. It's so important that we go back in the text. That's that RI 11, boys and girls. That's referring to the text. If you remember last week, I told you what's so cool about reading? Yes, the text has all the information for you. It's so awesome. Always check your work is the A. Always go back and check your work, and we're going to X out any answers that we know are wrong. All right, so the first step that we want to do is we're going to read the question. So I have a question here for you, boys and girls, and it says, what is the meaning of the word created as used in paragraph 1? Okay, well, boys and girls, we want to make sure that we pay close attention to this word right here. What do you notice about this word, boys and girls? I thought I heard somebody say it. It's underlined. The author underlined. So this is very important to us as readers that we want to pay attention. This is the word that we're trying to figure out what it means and how it's used. Oh, and you know what is so awesome is it even told us where to go in paragraph 1. So what is the meaning of the word created as used in paragraph 1? A, made, B, bent, C, break, or D, plan? Well, if I use my relax strategy, I know the R also says reread the passage. So I have our passage right here. And if you're not using this passage, boys and girls, it's okay. You can use the one that your teacher assigned you and still do the same strategy. So I'm going to go right back here to where it tells us, and it uses created. So it says, the title is Government. The ancestors of many of today's African Americans came to North America as African slaves. Even after slavery was outlawed, made illegal, African Americans were still discriminated against in many ways. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a law that Congress passed and the President signed. This law made it illegal to discriminate against, which means to treat a group unfairly, any race, nationality, religion, or gender. This act changed the voting laws created more jobs, and it opened up education and public buildings to everyone. It also protected the rights of all minorities. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 paved the way for better relations between people of all races and helped people be treated as equal. More recently, Barack Obama made history when voters elected him as the first African American president of the United States. So I found, because I reread where that word created was, and that's the word that we have to find out what means as it's used. So now we want to evaluate every answer choice before I choose. We're going to do the E, boys and girls. So A, made, B, bent, C, break, D, planned. So let me go back and let's see where I can. I can't underline it, boys and girls, but you know what I can do is I can go back and reread it and look for it to see if any of these choices would make sense. So let's look first. And it says, this act changed the voting laws, created more jobs, and it opened up education and public buildings to everyone. Well, can I use, in place of created, can I use the word made? Let's see. This act changed the voting laws, made more jobs. That sounds about right. So, but am I going to choose my first one? No. According to here, I have to evaluate every answer choice. So let's go to the next one. Bent. That this act changed the voting laws, bent more jobs. No, that one doesn't make sense. So you know what I'm going to do automatically? I'm going to X out bent. And I'm going to do it on this side of the word to make sure that I don't interfere with that letter choice. So I know which one I'm choosing and my teacher knows which one I'm choosing. Let's try break. This act changed the voting laws, break more jobs. Anybody? No, I don't think that one either. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to X that one out. Now I have made or plan. So let's try plan and see. This act changed the voting laws, plan more jobs. Plan or made. Let's think about this. Look for proof in the underline it. This created and made. I know if I create something new, I have to make it. In order to create something, I do have to plan it out, but plan and create aren't the same ones. So the best answer choice that I have is letter A, made. So boys and girls, we make sure that we always check our work. I make sure that I did that. Oh, I forgot one thing. I need to X out that last answer choice. A is the best possible choice for the word created. We want to make sure that no matter what text we're working with this week, boys and girls, we use the relax strategy and we use our skills, our strategies to go back and use the text to help us figure out unknown words. Boys and girls, it was so great to see you again today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I hope you find some time to read a great book for your enjoyment. I'll see you next time.